Introduction. Trading is not only about charts, numbers, and strategies, it's a mental game. Jared Tendler, a performance coach with years of experience in poker, golf, and trading psychology, teaches that even the best strategy fails if your mind is working against you. This book is a manual for mastering the emotional and mental challenges of trading. It focuses on turning emotional weaknesses into strengths and transforming inconsistency into stability. Tendler explains that emotions like fear, greed, overconfidence, and frustration are not the problem, not understanding their root causes is. The mental game is about uncovering these roots, building emotional resilience, and making decisions without mental interference. In this summary, we'll walk through the core lessons of the book in 10 structured sections, ending with a conclusion that ties it all together. Section 1. Understanding the mental game in trading. Tendler starts by showing how trading is a high-performance activity, like professional sports. The mental game is about consistently making clear, logical decisions under pressure. He warns that most traders mistakenly believe more technical knowledge will fix emotional mistakes. In reality, mental leaks, hidden emotional reactions, quietly sabotage performance. The first step is accepting that the mind plays as big a role as market analysis. Trading mistakes often come from overreacting to wins or losses, not from strategy flaws. By tracking when emotions distort decision-making, you identify your mental game leaks. This awareness creates a foundation for lasting improvement. Think of it as upgrading the operating system of your brain before upgrading your tools. Without fixing the mental game, even the best system will crumble under pressure. Section 2. Emotional control starts with recognition. Tendler emphasizes that emotional control is not about suppressing feelings. That only delays the problem. Instead, you must catch emotions early, before they overwhelm your thinking. This requires building self-awareness through a mental hand history, a tool to track your triggers. You record moments when fear, greed, or frustration showed up, and what preceded them. Over time, you start seeing patterns that repeat in different market conditions. These triggers often come from deeper beliefs, like the need to be right or fear of losing money. Recognizing them early allows for proactive adjustments during live trading. Tendler likens it to spotting a storm before it hits so you can take cover. This skill turns emotional reactions into manageable signals instead of destructive forces. Control begins not with force, but with clarity. Section 3. Mapping your emotional patterns. Every trader has emotional patterns that show up again and again. Some panic when a trade moves against them, others overtrade after a big win. Tendler suggests creating a personal map of these tendencies. The map includes the situation, the emotional response, the thinking error, and the resulting action. By breaking it down, you can see the chain reaction clearly. This process reveals that emotions are not random, they follow predictable scripts. Once you know the script, you can interrupt it before it reaches the damaging stage. Tendler stresses that this mapping is a skill, and like any skill, it improves with practice. Without it, traders repeat the same mistakes endlessly. With it, you gain the power to anticipate and neutralize mental traps. Section 4. The role of confidence. Confidence is a double-edged sword in trading. Too little confidence leads to hesitation and missed opportunities. Too much confidence breeds recklessness and overexposure. Tendler teaches traders to aim for stable confidence, grounded in skill, not random outcomes. Stable confidence comes from consistent preparation and objective review of performance. It is not shaken by one bad trade or inflated by one good one. He explains that building stable confidence requires a focus on process over results. When confidence is rooted in skill, market volatility doesn't rattle your mindset. Traders learn to execute their plan regardless of short-term outcomes. This emotional stability is a hallmark of elite performance. Section 5. Dealing with tilt and frustration. Tilt is a term borrowed from poker, describing an emotional spiral after setbacks. In trading, tilt shows up as revenge trading, over-leveraging, or abandoning rules. Tendler explains that tilt often comes from unrealistic expectations and perfectionism. The solution starts with accepting that losses are part of the game. He recommends predefining risk so losses don't feel like personal failure. When frustration rises, step away before making another decision. Document the trigger and your emotional state for later review. This breaks the chain between emotional reaction and impulsive action. Over time, tilt becomes less frequent and less intense. A calm mind after a loss is one of the strongest edges in trading. Section 6. Overcoming fear in trading. Fear in trading takes many forms: fear of losing money, missing out, or being wrong. Tendler points out that fear is often rooted in past experiences, not current reality. Identifying the source of fear allows you to address it logically. For example, fear of loss may stem from attaching self-worth to your account balance. He recommends gradually increasing risk exposure in controlled conditions to build tolerance. Visualizing challenging scenarios before they happen also reduces emotional shock. Fear doesn't vanish, it becomes manageable through repeated exposure and mental preparation. By facing fear systematically, traders expand their comfort zone. This creates the freedom to take trades that align with strategy, not emotions. In the end, courage in trading is built, not born. Section 7. Building discipline and consistency. Discipline is not about willpower alone, it's about creating systems that make good decisions automatic. Tendler advises traders to build pre-market routines, clear checklists, and structured review processes. These reduce the mental load during live trading, freeing the mind to focus on execution. Consistency comes from doing the right things even when emotions suggest otherwise. He compares discipline to muscle, it strengthens with deliberate training. Small, repeated acts of discipline create lasting habits. When discipline is weak, trading feels chaotic and reactive. When it's strong, trading feels deliberate and controlled. Consistency is the bridge between skill and results. Without it, even the best strategies remain potential, not performance. Section 8. Adapting to market changes. Markets evolve. Strategies that worked last year may fail this year. Tendler warns against becoming rigid or overconfident in one approach. The mental game includes the flexibility to adapt without emotional resistance. Adaptation requires humility, admitting when your edge is fading. He suggests scheduling regular strategy reviews and backtesting adjustments. Emotions like frustration or denial can delay adaptation and cause unnecessary losses. By separating identity from strategy, you can pivot without ego interference. The ability to adapt quickly is a major competitive advantage. This mindset keeps traders relevant and resilient in changing conditions. Adaptability is not just strategic, it's psychological. Section 9. The learning mindset. Tendler promotes a mindset where every trade is a learning opportunity. Wins and losses both provide data for improvement. This reduces the emotional weight of individual outcomes. Keeping a detailed trading journal turns experience into structured learning. Reviewing journal entries reveals progress and recurring mistakes. Over time, this builds confidence based on growth, not just profit. A learning mindset prevents stagnation and keeps skills sharp. It transforms setbacks into stepping stones. Traders who embrace learning adapt faster and perform better. The mental game is not mastered once, it's continuously developed. Section 10. Mastery of the mental game. The final stage is integrating emotional awareness, control, discipline, and adaptability into one cohesive approach. At this level, emotional spikes still occur, but they no longer dictate actions. Your trading decisions come from logic, not impulse. Tendler emphasizes that mastery is not perfection, it's stability under pressure. You can recover from mistakes quickly and refocus without emotional baggage. Trading becomes a calm, deliberate process instead of a rollercoaster. This mental strength compounds over time, creating consistent performance. Mastery also means staying humble and open to improvement. The market always has lessons, even for seasoned traders. The mental game is the foundation that supports all technical skills. Conclusion. Jared Tendler's The Mental Game of Trading is not about eliminating emotions, but mastering them. It's about turning mental weaknesses into strengths through awareness, structure, and practice. By applying these principles, traders can execute with clarity, adapt to change, and stay consistent over time. The real edge is not in predicting the market, it's in controlling yourself. This book is a reminder that success in trading begins and ends in the mind.